again, round and round again, out again, again, out again, again, out again, again, round and round again.
Anybody else not like mushrooms? I hate eating them. I did have the nutritional yeast, so that probably makes me a hypocrite. Did you know they're not even a plant? They're fungi. I thought us vegans were all about plant-based diets. I'm totally kidding, by the way. You can definitely have mushrooms on a vegan diet. For me, they're just gross, but let me know in the comments if anybody can relate. Favorite vegan meal? I've always been like a sandwich person or a pasta person. So I would say my favorite meal is probably the chickpea salad sandwich that I make, as well as my black bean burger recipe. Something about a sandwich, you just get like everything you need in like a compact, convenient size. But I do eat pasta pretty commonly. I make pasta with like broccoli and marinara sauce. I don't know, that's a tough question to say what my favorite vegan meal is. Post down below, what are you guys' favorite vegan meals? And also, did you guys know that I have a recipe book? Yeah, it just came out. Bananiac Simple Vegan Recipes. You guys can find out what I eat, 25 of my favorite vegan recipes. They're all awesome. By the way, did you guys know that TJIF is now serving the Beyond Meat burgers? How awesome is that? Veganism is growing day by day. How to fix digestive issues. Currently, whole food plant-based, SOS free. Been this way for over 6 months. After every meal, even a small 1 ounce bit of food, my stomach has cramps, heavy bloating, and gas that lasts all day. So there's a couple things that could be happening, but I'm not a doctor or a wizard, so I can't tell you exactly why you may be having bloating. It's a common question that I get for sure though. So the first thing is something called aerophagia. Basically, are you swallowing air while you're eating? Like if you're eating way too fast, there could be possibilities that you're actually swallowing air, therefore you're being bloated, and is the reason why it's causing you to have gas. So eating slowly, more intuitively will definitely help with that. The other thing is if you're eating a lot of beans, beans have this undigestible sugar in them, this carbohydrate. I think the names are stachyose and raffinose, correct me if I'm wrong. But yes, they have undigestible carbohydrates. While it's not digested by you, it's digested by the bacteria. What happens is that bacteria turns it into gas, may cause bloating. So it's not that they're unhealthy, but it can be frustrating if you're bloated. So what can you do? Well, with beans, you should definitely, if you're going with dry beans, soak them for at least 24 hours, even 48 hours. So go ahead and dump the beans into a big bowl with water and add a little bit of salt or vinegar, which will break down some of those components in the beans that will cause you gas. And when you're soaking the beans, by the way, put them in the fridge. Don't just leave them out on the counter. Yeah, you want to soak them, and if you can, rinse them often. And I think that goes with all plant-based foods. They all have undigestible carbohydrates, aka fiber. So you can't completely avoid them unless you go with some like white rice, which is like almost all digestible carbohydrates. But really, legumes, beans, they're going to be your main issue on a vegan diet, causing you gas. Sprouting can also be another method that you can use, and me personally, I actually go with canned beans. They're just more convenient, and for me, I feel like they digest better. So even with canned beans, I'll dump them in a colander and run water over them, and I rinse them until there's like no bubbles left. And then if I put them in like, say, a black bean soup or a chili, I make sure they cook really well. Even though you can technically eat them straight out of the can, I like to cook my beans because they just digest better when they're cooked all the way. If you're still having issues, definitely go light on the beans, maybe add a few of them. But that's so awesome, you've been doing this for 6 months. Not just whole food plant-based, but SOS free, no salt, oil, or sugar. That is awesome. Keep it up and you're gonna see really awesome results with it. Beach time. Something about being around the water, it just always makes you happy. There's some theory out there that explains it, but who doesn't love being at the beach? Thoughts on fasting and dry fasting? It seems to be a pretty popular topic, fasting. Every time I do these Q&A videos, somebody always asks about fasting, and I'm always gonna give the same answer. Fasting. You should not do it for weight loss, only for health. And I'm not knocking it at all. There's definitely been a lot of great benefits from it. There's this clinic in California. It's called True North Health, and they do supervised fasting. They have medical professionals there, doctors, all who promote a plant-based diet. So that is a place to do it. I'm sure there's other great places, but at the moment, that's the one I would recommend. But you want to do it supervised, because if your blood sugar drops too low, you can pass out. That's why you should not do it alone. You should not push yourself too far. So my thoughts are, it's great if you're doing it to help with a certain type of health ailment that you have. If you're doing it for weight loss, it's not that sustainable over time. You want to eat a healthy diet that's gonna keep you fueled and allow you to exercise daily and to have you full of energy and all the nutrients that you need. Oh, and your second part, dry fasting. Me personally, I don't recommend it. That means no food and no water. That's basically starving yourself. At the most, I would say water fasting, but that's it. That's just my personal opinion. You can take it or leave it. What's the most important micronutrient to get in your diet and why? Well, they're obviously all important. You don't want to lack any of the micronutrients, obviously. Thankfully, a whole food plant-based diet covers them all except vitamin B12. That's the one to kind of keep your eye on. You want to get tested at least once a year, I would say. You won't be able to see vitamin B12 deficiency until a long time. It takes a long time for it to develop. You want to keep your eye on it and just make sure that your body has enough. It is found in meat, but it's actually bacteria that make it. We cannot get the bacteria into our diet because of all the sanitation and the modern agricultural practices. So hundreds of years before, or even thousands of years before actually, it would not have been an issue. But now, with all the processing and stuff, it's an issue. That's why you see vitamin B12. It's like supplemented in everything. In fact, they even supplement farm animals just to be on the safe side. So I've been vegan for 6 years, and one of the biggest contemplations I had when I first went vegan, like right in the beginning, was whether I should eat just a little bit of animal products just to get that B12 that I need. You need micrograms of vitamin B12. It's ridiculously small, the amount of vitamin B12 that you actually need to be healthy. But anyway, that was my contemplations, whether I should eat like maybe an egg a month or something just to get the B12. But the best thing to do is to supplement with it just to be on the safe side. Some real bad consequences come with vitamin B12 deficiency, but thankfully you wouldn't be able to see that until a very long time. Just be on the safe side and test yourself every year to check your vitamin B12 status. Another micronutrient maybe is vitamin D. I mean, I'm here in Florida, which is great because it's a sunshine state, even though it rains so often here. But there's a lot of sunshine, and if you're around places that get a lot of sunshine throughout the year, you're probably gonna be fine. But that's another thing to check is vitamin D. You wanna make sure you're getting enough. If you're not getting enough, you may run into bone health problems. So if you're living up north somewhere or down south that's way far from the equator, you definitely want to supplement that as well. But like I said, all of the micronutrients are important. Same with the macronutrients. Thankfully, a whole food plant-based diet provides a lot of it, but because of our modern lifestyle, we do have to think about supplementing certain micronutrients. All right, so this is the last question here I have, and it's about kombucha. What's your take on kombucha? Is it fermented? Is it a fermented food for the health of the gut, or a glamorous soft drink full of sugar? That's a great point. So I personally don't drink kombucha. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm kind of weird with like fermented stuff and like fungi, and I don't know, nutritional yeast is about as far as I go. With kombucha, I've seen some studies that say that it can cause toxicity. I think it's called lactic acidosis. Basically, if you drink it, you have a chance of your blood basically turning into acid. And the reasons for it are kind of unknown. Maybe it's because of the fungi making the kombucha too acidic. The second part, a soft drink full of sugar. So kombucha can contain a ton of sugar, and in certain cases, it might not be labeled because that sugar turns into alcohol. And sugar on its own has 4 calories per gram, but alcohol has 7 calories per gram. So it almost doubles the amount of calories in it. I think if you're gonna drink kombucha, definitely drink it on occasion. Don't go crazy with it. Again, remember, the best drink to drink is water. It's the only thing you need. Well, not that kind of water, but you know what I mean. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for sending me your questions. If you have any more, post them down below or send them to me at bananiac, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You guys can grab a hold of me. Also, I want to thank everyone who bought my brand new first ebook, Bananiac Simple Vegan Recipes. I hope you guys make some awesome food in the kitchen. If you do and you end up posting some of the pictures online, tag me at Bananiac. I want to see your awesome goodness. But that's it. I'm gonna go and enjoy the rest of my day here in Florida. I'll catch you guys soon. A lot of stuff coming your way, so be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.